Tiger and the Jedi's in sight. It's a comic book cocktail, shaken and stirred. We're the coolest cats in the whole nerd herd. Grab your badge and strike.
That
Hey, babies.
song is definitely catchy. As I was waiting for this to go live so I could share it online, the first thing that came in my feed was, "Oh, Concast, did you want to see the episode about getting burnout?" I was like, "Motherfucker, that hit home right there."
Let's see
So,
here.
how's Daryl doing?
Hey, we are doing just hunky dory here down in the land of Wichitities. How goes it with the Newtonians?
It goes all right. Hey, if you don't mind on your side, I know nobody on audio can hear this, but our picture is teeny tiny. Is there something I can do about that? 'Cause I cannot see.
Let me see here. Layout.
That works great. Yeah.
Better?
Yep. Just that way I
All
can see
right.
when Tim's irritated with the stuff I'm saying. So he's not feeling great today. So
Dark Jester could just said nerd herd. Hello, Dark Jester.
That is John Boy. John Kipp, I do believe. So
Okay.
in the chat here,
1973. Ha ha. He's a puppy.
Wait, you're born in 1973, John? I thought you were younger than me. Oh my goodness. Why is my chat? There it is. Sorry, my chat just was not coming up. There I am. All right, gotcha. So, I would say lots to talk about this week, but everything we've talked about in private, and we're like, yeah, we can't talk about that on podcast. Shit. So now there's plenty of stuff to talk about.
Here's a fun one. I know that we're not supposed to talk about politics, but this isn't politics. This is politics adjacent. Okay? All right. Did you hear today about the automotive worker at Ford who
has been updating me pretty good.
He expressed his opinion during a rally with the president, and the president.
It wasn't just him and the president; it was the president in a factory, right?
Yes. It was at a rally at the Ford factory, to which the Ford factory laid him off without pay for it. His union is backing him on it. But the thing that I enjoyed is that people got together and created GoFundMe's for him. And about the point that he shut them down and said, "Okay, we're good. Stop doing it, people." They had reached about $800,000 on the GoFundMe's for him.
See, that's a little different than I'd heard. Which, first off, as you're saying that the union backed him, I know one of the huge groups that donated to him was Dropkick Murphys, which I thought was pretty
excellent.
Cool. Yeah, they're definitely union folk. If you know your Murphys, I'd heard they got up to 100,000, and then GoFundMe had shut the thing down. That's what I'd heard.
No. Actually, I just went and checked on it before we got online, and there's two different GoFundMes.
Oh no!
All right, there's actually a couple.
Christy walked up. It was over. It
1.5 million for Renee Good.
It was 1.5 million for Renee Good, and they shut hers down, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, the Renee Good's wife shut it down.
Oh, she shut it down. The wife shut it down.
Yeah, the wife shut it down and said, we have enough. Thank you, everybody. And that's the same thing that happened with this guy at the Ford plant. They said, okay, we have enough. There's other places to donate. Go donate to those people. We have enough. So they voluntarily shut it down. Unlike somebody's wife who outlived him after he got. Apparently, she's just raking in the money. But okay, no politics. Hey,
to add one more on that though, I will say that the ICE agent that shot her as well, they started a GoFundMe for him as well, and he's raking in some
600,000. Like 625,000 last time I looked.
So it's
now here's the question: is he ever going to shut his down?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I'm not getting into the politics of it. I'm just going along with the conversation because I know better than to get into the politics of it. Yeah,
Has anybody been paying attention to what's going on in Iran?
a little bit.
That's scary.
Oh yeah. They're having this is like their fourth revolution in 100 years. So
Yeah,
it's not
but-
necessarily scary anymore. It's just it's that season.
No. The part that scares me is Trump's going to go waving his balls around over there.
What happened to not talking politics,
Okay.
guys? We're gonna talk comic books and shit. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
'cause otherwise, I will get sucked into it. This is one thing that keeps me from getting
Sleep.
well, sleep. Yeah, no, keeps me from work done on various things or even research done for this. I'll get on my YouTube or something, start looking stuff up, and I'll be like, oh, this con is fucking awesome, and then the autoplay just goes right into some political BS, and then I'll start going, well, now I need to find more, and then
I have tried to spice mine up. The only thing that mine really feeds me is stuff about the war in the Ukraine, and I just enjoy all the ones where they're just pointing out how miserable the aggressors are having it, and I just enjoy that. But the other one right now that is just way overpopulating my feed when it comes. Hi, Megan. When it comes
Meg, we were
to
talking about you last night, Meg, on the phone in a convention meeting. Just letting you know. I'll talk about it later, though.
good is the new Star Trek show that is going to be premiering tomorrow, and to say that people are negative about it, the people who have reviewed it are negative about it, is a vast understatement. I think the most damning one that I heard is that it makes Star Trek Discovery look good.
Man, if you can make anything Star Trek look good, you must be doing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I've heard bad. And Tim and I were just talking about that a little bit downstairs, talking about this episode we're about to do. And he goes, more news has come on the Kathleen Kennedy stepping back and Jon Favreau stepping up for running Star Wars. And it's like, yeah, we could talk about that, but it's like talking politics. You'll start getting bitter, and you'll start going, they need to. And even though they're fixing shit right now, and they're doing exactly what we want them to do, it looks like
just 10 years late.
Yeah, it's just real easy to get pissed to where, like, even earlier, I remember I just brought up Rian Johnson's name, and I had to take a breath where I went. Moving on.
Let's put it this way. One person said that not only does it look like One Tree Place in space, all right, or 90210 in the future. Yeah, One Tree Hill, whatever it is. Yeah.
You can tell how not teenage romance this guy is, how not pop culture on that kind of shit he is. Where it's one Tree Mountain, whatever the fuck that's called.
Yeah, just One Tree, grassy knoll, whatever the fuck it is. No, but also someone had said that it was Star Trek's. What was that bad Star Wars one? The Adept, the Acolyte. Yeah, this is Star Trek's. This is Star Trek's Acolyte.
That's where I'm talking about on this shit. When you said, "What's that bad Star Wars one?" It's all run through my head. It's like, well, again, Rian Johnson.
It's like a little Rolodex. This one.
Yeah. Somebody can ask you your favorite Star Wars, and right away you can jump in with, oh, this one for this reason, or maybe I like this one and this one for these two reasons. But when they ask what the worst one is, you got to go, this is a conversation now.
Yeah.
I got.
Well, it's like it used to be before this whole new slew of stuff that Alex Kurtzman came out with. It used to be the big joke is that in Star Trek we don't talk about the odd number movies, because the odd number movies during the motion picture era were the horrible movies.
So what you're saying is 50% of what Star Trek does is shit.
Let's talk about the prequels. Let's talk about the prequels on Star Wars and the sequels. All right, bracketing the only three that are good. So we're looking at Star Wars coming up with a 33.333% chance of being good. All right,
the prequels weren't so bad. They were actually okay.
Comic books and books are pretty good.
They were only okay. They were only okay once they got into 7, 8, 9. Then you look back at the prequels and went, well, shit, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, there's some. You got a point
That
there.
is so on the nose, man.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans around the world will agree to that. John had put 90210. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's what we need is 9021017 or NC 1701. That's what, or 902.
Oh, it's so bad. You know what the name of the ship is that they are on?
Hmm.
The USS Athena.
Oh my God.
All right.
I'm
and-
fine with that.
You know, and I'm all cool about Holly Hunter being the captain, but apparently she's a kooky captain that doesn't wear shoes and curls up in her chair like a cat.
Oh, she's eccentric. I got it.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
No.
because
No.
I'm not as hardcore of a Star Trek fan as you, so I do get the no. But I could kind of see it because if you get another captain that's a little too militant, or like a Janeway, I hated Janeway.
I like Jane.
Now
Loved her.
the actress I love, the character I did not like.
Janeway was.
I liked Janeway. I liked her, yeah.
Curls up like a cat in her chair, though. Ain't got the fur on her ass to fucking do what she needs to do when she needs to do it, though.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
she
I could see her being a tough bitch.
No.
Yeah, I could see it, man. Have you seen her in other movies?
Yeah,
She can be a tough bitch.
but
for
I've
a
heard
tiny
the
little-
character of her sucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
it's not about Holly Hunter. I like Holly Hunter. All right, she's gas. I am talking about the character, and I don't think the character is tough enough. I mean, I'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be watching the first. I think the first two episodes drop tomorrow, and I'll be watching it. But the thing is, even when they were on the carpet for their premiere last week, they were all sitting there, and we're ready for the Trekkies to tear us apart. Come on, bring it! I mean, they were just coming out and signaling, yeah, this is completely
Why
going to get
would you
torn
make
apart.
a movie that you're ready for your fan base to be pissed
Series.
Marvel
A series.
and Star Wars
A
both
series.
did that same thing, if you remember.
Yep.
Especially when Star Wars was going really, really, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but they were going very woke with a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
To the point, like one of the series they did where the author even came out and goes, if you don't like it, just fuck off and don't buy it. And so everybody just fucked off and didn't buy it.
Yep.
And then she came around and got mad. Same thing happened with a number of comic book, and it was always writers. It was never artists. It was never anybody else but the writers. And the writers would come
One
out
of the
and say
things
stuff like that, and
one of the things that's getting me is they're already setting it up. I know what's happening. What they're setting up is right now they are coming out and saying this isn't made for the hardcore Star Trek fans of old. This is not made for them. All right. And that's fine. But when it fails miserably, what they're going to do is they're going to blame the hardcore Star Trek fans of old. Well, why didn't you support it? Because it wasn't made for us. You said that.
Well, that's a big problem across the board. You know, they keep bringing old IPs and keeping them going, and they'll do that. They'll say, this isn't for you. We're trying to build a new generation, which I get, and you can keep the old and build new.
You know what?
Sure.
I'm still waiting for the for them to dust off Thundercats, the adult version. So Thundercats, Chitara in Heat. All right, but go ahead.
Just Google the word Chitara. I guarantee on the first page you're going to get 5 or 6 hits of Chitara and Heat. Dude, I'm a huge Thundercats fan, and trust me, it's out there. It pops up all the time. They keep talking about doing a new series and a live action movie, and I don't anticipate anything moving forward until they see how this next He-Man and Transformers both go. Except for maybe the new G.I. Joe that they're playing.
I wish they'd do Thunder the Barbarian. I think that would rock.
There are too many licensing issues. They got sued too many times otherwise.
Yeah.
I did look at that after we talked about it, and it's just too many lawsuits.
Well, and see,
Star Wars and
Transformers was an anomaly because Transformers, just like G.I. Joe and all these other ones, they were all shows that TV shows that were created to sell toys. All right, and that's all He-Man and She-Ra and all this stuff was. Yeah, the cartoons were made to sell toys.
Right.
I mean, you can't get much more basic than He-Man. All right, She-Ra, and the bad guys looks like a skeleton. He's Skeletor. All right, it was really.
If you ever watching documentaries on any of that, most of those, He-Man's a perfect example where they go, we designed the toys, and then they hand it off and they go, write a story around these toys.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's not even a story. They go, let's make some toys out of it. They design toys with, especially He-Man, when they would send him off. If Kelly were on here, he'd tell you exactly who the guy is. And that's exactly what he did. Half those names were placeholders. Like the skeleton guy, Skeletor. We'll get a good name for him later. And then after a while, like Beastman, half beast, half man. Fuck it, he's just Beastman. Like they just kept the most generic names. Those weren't even the original names on most of them.
Now, did you watch the video that I sent you about Magic the Gathering?
No, I did see it, but I kind of wanted to touch on the Star Trek thing before you got too far off of it.
Okay.
If you're pertinent to the subject. Because it made me think, part of the conversation Chris and I were having from last week's episode.
My audio is cracking. Oh, hold on.
It is a bit. I noticed that, but I didn't know if it was just me.
What James say there?
Which James is that? Grabs lotion. Well, that didn't take long. I don't know if you're.
I think we know exactly what James,
or if you're masturbating, but either way,
I think
I'm in on it.
know exactly which James it is once he grabbed the lotion.
Well, that could be Jamie too. Pretty easy. Is that Jamie?
That's what I thought it was.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was James that we just gamed with last week. Anyhow, so we were talking about Stranger Things. They've now released like the mystery episode that we were talking about last week never happened. They released a documentary now on making the final season, which we kind of want to watch, but it's hard because I watched part of it and they're talking about all this love and stuff they poured into that last season. And it's like, man, this last season to me, and I'm not bashing Stranger Things too much, but looked like they phoned it in. And you bringing up the Star Trek thing really fits with what we're talking about, because it's nowadays anything like that people have been waiting on, you either got to knock it out of the park, like it seems that Fallout is doing this week, or this month, or the fans will tear it apart. You can't do mediocre. Like Stranger Things season 5, I was not impressed with. Christy was not impressed with it. The writing was off. There were some good things in it. There were some visually awesome things in it, but the story, like the writing, was just shit to me. There's so much stuff that did not make sense. Like I would love to watch it with a group, because the whole time I'm just sitting there going, well, that makes no sense. Why'd they do that when they could have just done this? Or like the last episode was actually decent. I kind of liked it because I thought I'd hate it, but it just was not a good final season for the whole thing. And then when you watch the interviews of the Duffer Brothers and shit, half the stuff they're like when everybody's asking about where all the Demogorgons are in the last episode and stuff, the monsters that started the whole thing and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, we forgot about those. Yeah. Just like that. Like,
I mean, I haven't seen all of it, but it looks to me like they got to where they knew it was the end and they were like, fuck it. I don't care.
Well, it's like Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Game of Thrones, that last season. I mean, the writers, because George R.R. Martin never got off his ass and finished the books that he was supposed to be working on for decades. And so, what?
He froze up? Oh.
No, I'm listening.
Oh, I thought you froze up. Sorry. Well, it's just my deal of it. It does feel like any series, and I'm guilty of this too. It's real hard for series like that to survive because, well, geek culture will come in and I don't want to say tear it down. Some people do come in and just tear that stuff down right away. But there's a lot of them, it's just they're passionate about it. And then they start getting that attitude, like you're saying, like well, it's not for you. It's for this new generation. And I know that's not the case for Stranger Things, but shit, they're doing like 4 spin-off series of that thing. And right now I've got almost no interest in watching any of them.
How much impact do you guys think Stranger Things had on Dungeons and Dragons? I mean, I
tons.
think it pulled them and put them into a good spot.
Exactly when they needed it too.
Yes. Well, it helped with Ghostbusters too.
Really?
Season 2, if you notice, season 2 took place in 1984 or 85. So Ghostbusters had just come out, and the boys all dressed as the Ghostbusters for Halloween. And of course, Stranger Things Ghostbuster action figures all came out. And at that point, they were still wavering a little bit because that 2016 movie did so bad. And all the people were starting to post up the Stranger Things boys going, this is the movie we deserved. Or, those kind of memes. And that created the action. And it's even one of the reasons we ended up getting Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things in Ghostbusters is exactly. I mean, Stranger Things had a lot to do with getting Ghostbusters back on board with the third movie. So Stranger Things, huge impact, I think. Just like Big Bang Theory had a huge impact in con culture.
Yeah.
Huge.
Oh yeah.
And
very much so.
And when it first did, I hated it. I hated Big Bang.
I love that show.
You and I talked about this, Daryl, because I remember talking about I watched some of the behind the scenes stuff, and I would get
and it just broke your heart. It broke your heart
that they knew shit about comic books. I mean, I knew that watching the show, but and I was talking about them doing the belt buckles and stuff, and he was wearing belt buckles that he had no idea even who they were on there, and you're like, oh, because I love that. And, but of course they're actors. Now,
well, it's that, and it's the old saying of never meet your heroes. All right.
Yeah. And I know some of them, like Jimmy on there, is actually a huge comic book fan. He was when he was on Roseanne and shit. So I get that. But that show did too much of trying to like wear it on their sleeve to where, how do I want to say it? Because we see this in gaming and everything. When you see somebody talking about a subject, and you as somebody who I've talked with all my friends for years about it, you can look at them and go, oh, I know, I can see they don't know anything about this subject, because that's not how a gamer talks, or that's not how a comic collector talks, or that's not how a Star Wars fan talks.
And the way when they would play their Dungeons and Dragons, they would do it, and it wasn't right at all.
Season 1, much better. Season 5, like every character is like, like, you're Timothy the Tolerable, and you're Daryl the Daring, and I'm John the Jovial. And it's like, fucking gamers don't do that shit.
Yeah, no. But it just goes to show you that you can act as being a nerd, but really being a nerd takes a lot of fucking work, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And at no point, I mean, you dress out in your costume, and especially if you have appliances to put on and everything, you do that when you get to the con. You do not do that when you have a 3-hour drive to get to the con. All right. I mean, sorry. I mean, you might put on the costume ahead of time, but you're definitely not putting on all of the, latex and all that stuff like that for a 3-hour car ride, because it's going to fall apart before you even get there, much less get into the establishment.
Oh, yeah. Just like, Big Bang Theory is a perfect example. Like when they're all dressing up, they're all in their gear driving 5 hours to the event. You're like, oh, fuck. There's times me driving to Wichita, 30, 40 minutes away, I'll be like, I'm taking all my gear in a bag and changing in the Quick Trip.
Yeah, but there's times where we've been in fucking Iowa, and I still got my costume on, and I did ride home in that motherfucker all the way from Iowa.
I can say this on behalf of all con and festival people. More people will ride home in their outfits than they're in their outfits. I mean, they'll take like half of it off and go, fuck it. I got a 6-hour car drive back home, and it's 7 o'clock tonight.
Have I removed enough that I can scratch my nuts? Yes. Then I'm game on. Let's get going.
Well, there's been times I'm towing that fucking 30-foot pirate ship out there, and I go, I'm gonna leave the kilt and stuff on, because if I get pulled over, I want to make it look like we just left the fair. And, and I don't know how many times I've been pulled over too in that thing. Sometimes they pull over just because they're like, oh, that's neat, let's check it out. Sometimes they pull you over, and I'll do that like, what were you guys, what's with the ship and everything? Instead of saying, we were doing dirty jokes at the Ren Fair and drinking with all the, it'll be like, we were doing a kids show, sword fighting, foam weapons with children and blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, oh, you're so nice. Be on your way. Tim's reading all that. Jamie did say it took him about 4 or 5 tries once he finally got into the Stranger Things. Got off with the first episode. He's probably watched the entire series 4 or 5 times now. I thought about starting Stranger Things over from the beginning and going, but it just seemed to change so much. Like I say, the writing was so different the 5th season than every other season. It threw me off, and it's just something that I get into.
I watched the first season, and that was enough for me. I mean,
I loved the first 4 seasons.
Butterfly nipples.
Wait, what? Butterfly nipples?
Buttery nipples.
Oh, buttery nipples.
Make fart slide the Dwarven Warrior. Okay.
That's a real
for those. It is. For those just listening in, we are reading off some of the comments from James the Bones Man.
We miss you, Jamie.
But
We fucking do.
Talk about you all the time. I mean, it's not always good, but we talk about you.
now,
And Meg,
what I
should
was
say- oh, go ahead.
say, what I sent you with the Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
is apparently they're doing like a little documentary of the people who, first put together the Magic the Gathering.
Mhm.
All right. And the video I sent you, I thought you would have got a real kick out of. Is it's one of the people who started off. She's talking about on the card back, and they all have where it's got Magic or Magic the Gathering written across it, and it's got this weird blue texture to it on the lettering.
Yeah.
Apparently, that comes from a painting that she had picked up in college that she got from somebody who was giving away all of his worldly goods in the middle of the school. He's giving everything away, so she went and stood in line and said, "Oh, what do you have for me?" And his name was something like Bob the Ant or something like that is what he was calling himself. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, the gods have told me to give everything away. And she's like, okay, what did God say to give me? And so he reached over and grabbed this painting and said, here, this. I painted it when I was in the insane asylum. All right, here you go.
That's always a good
And it's
conversation.
like it, I know, and it's the painting is like a castle and stuff like that, but the sky of the painting is that blue mottled color. And then when they were looking for something to use as the texture for the back of the cards, she grabbed that out of her closet and said, here. And that is where that coloring comes from, is from a dude painted it while he was in the sane asylum.
Well, I'm looking for some of my Magic cards now, but I think they're over there, and I don't want to fucking. Now I'm gonna look at that. That's interesting. I like that. It surprises you how many really famous things come from really common, mundane. Like, where'd you get the name for this famous cartoon character? Or something to be like, my neighbor used to know a guy, and it's just that simple.
Well, like Star Wars, you know where the sound of the blaster bolts come from, right?
I thought that they were no. I'm thinking of the lightsabers, or is that the tension cables for like telephone poles?
It was the guy lines, the guy cables on a broadcast tower. The guy went out there, hooked up his microphone to the cable, and smacked the cable, and then that twang sound is the sound of the blaster in Star Wars.
See, and that's something else I missed. Not that I don't have tons to talk about on my list here, but that's something else I missed from movies past. And Tim and I have talked about it, especially with his geekgasms of, making like the scenery and stuff out of found items, like Star Wars. Most of that found item stuff. Nowadays, designer has to come in, design this thing. And I get some of that because they're going to end up making toys out of it and stuff. But so much stuff that the art of just like in Aliens, even clear up to the first 3 episodes of Star Wars, 1, 2, and 3, they were just grabbing random shit they found still, spray painting it, putting it on the wall, that kind of crap.
The best one that I heard was apparently, when the droids escape in the escape capsule in episode 4, New Hope, all right? And that that ejects out. What?
I heard that was a pantyhose container.
Nope. It was a KFC bucket.
Oh,
well, shit. In Star Wars, it's like the famous thing of the shoe and the potato and the asteroid belt, things like that.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
It's all over. See, Meg put I have changed in the parking lot before. I bet we could do at least half hour, if not easily a whole hour of stories of weird places we've changed.
That's not all I've done in a parking lot at a Ren Fair, man.
Because I've changed on stage in front of the audience before, for sure. I don't know how many parking lots are changing on the way in, or definitely bathrooms and stuff. But yeah, it's people coming up and trying to talk to you while you're changing. Anymore now, I'll just stand there in my underwear and let them watch. Screw it. Let's see. I wanted to tell Megan before, in case you need to jump off. I didn't want to freak you out by saying we're talking about you. Your name had come up. Eric Carl with TsunamiCon. Him and I talked a couple hours yesterday, probably, and talking about this year's event, changing a bunch of things. He's really wanting to see what he can do with some new things with the event. So I think we're gonna try to help out as much as we can. We're shooting things back and forth, and I talked about the Star Trek room they used to have. If you remember that, Daryl, where I told you about it, maybe that the game, the
No.
Artemis. Yeah, they had a game called Artemis, and
Yeah.
later there's a Star Trek version of it. But they used to have a room, and I guess we had it for about 3 years. I only remember it for like 1 or 2, but so they'd have monitors on all the tables, and they would take one room and turn it into the bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise. And so, like,
Nice.
you'd have a helmsman here, you'd have the captain, you'd have all the various people, and each person, if you know the game Artemis, then each person's monitor is their display of what's going on the ship, and then there's usually like a screen up front or something. And so you could sign up, you could go in there and play. I know Mark and I did it a couple times. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was cool.
I was gonna say, for a while there on the Oculus Quest, or on the the Meta Quest, there was a game where you could do that, and everybody, you had the captain, your navigator, your engineer, your weapons officer, and everybody could, and it was really cool because for a while there they didn't support it for very long because screw the people who paid for it. But I would get on there, and the thing is that it was right as COVID hit. And so I was just, I would put that on and I'd go in there and play with people from all over the world because everybody was just sitting in their homes. And just hearing some of the other people from like Australia and the UK or Germany and stuff like that, they're like, oh yeah, our country is taking care of us. We're all supposed to sit at home. They're sending us thousands of dollars a month in order so that we can, maintain and all the stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, we got $200, and that's all we got. It made me really, really feel like my country was taking care of us.
Well, with that, I was suggesting various things I'd like to see either come in or things to try again. And that was one I'd like to try again. And I asked if we even had people that could run it. He went through the whole history of the people that had worked it. And then he said, there's this guy, Andrew, and his wife, Megan. And I was like, Amy and Meg, I know them. Damn it, I can maybe reach out to them and see if they were interested in coming to help run that at the. This is all still talking phases, so that's
one of the things right now is they are making this huge push right now that this is the 60th year of Star Trek. All right. They're making a big push on it. They're putting all kinds of stuff out at the Rose Bowl parade. They had a full-on Enterprise and everything there as a float. I mean, they've been doing like a full-on push on this being the 60th year, which really makes me think that they dropped the ball when they didn't do shit all for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. But so they're trying to really drum up a renewed interest for it right now. Whether or not it actually clicks, that's going to be something else to see.
As a game at TsunamiCon is something that I know there's a lot of people would like to see it because they'd like to participate in it. But man, that's one I would actually sit and watch other people play.
Yeah, we did a lot.
Just because that would be cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
I mean, that would be one. That would be one that you could have that going on, and then you could have like a master screen outside that people could just sit there in like a lobby kind of thing and watch other people play.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. That was last year for TsunamiCon. We were talking about doing a lot of changes, and then of course there was all the kerfuffle with the location. So a lot of that just wasn't.
Man.
And so this year,
yeah, I hope he does not get hosed like that again. I really hope he doesn't.
We talked about that quite a bit last night. So it's the search for, because the Hyatt definitely wants that event back there. They liked it. There were elements about it that were good. Of course, I've worked with the Hyatt for a lot of years running the Anime Fest, and so we're looking at best possible location, and we got time before we announce the dates here pretty soon. So it's just one of those things. So, but that's why it came up, Meg, because I was going to reach out to you guys and see if you even remembered any of that, or if that was something you guys might be interested in. Because
she said that she will talk to Andy about running Artemis again, and she will also see if her girls would like to help too.
And keep in
That
mind,
would
it's all
be
just in,
super duper.
it's in talking phase. There, Eric said they still have
Yeah.
all equipment and stuff, but of course we all get so busy, and then of course playing games and stuff. I don't think any of us could run it at that event, but especially if we're going to be doing other stuff. But
Yeah.
anyhow, I actually had a whole conversation. Eric and I had talked about how do I want to say it? the current setting of the way conventions are running right now. And it was a very interesting conversation. I could do the whole hour on it, but it would be me talking and everybody else just going, fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a bad conversation to hit up. If we have time at the end of it, I might bring some of it up. But it's changed a lot of stuff, especially I've been paying a lot more attention to it with the talk of shutting down Anime Fest and with so many new conventions. The way conventions are running right now, there's a big change coming for sure. We're getting too many celebrities, congested to too many localized areas, too much geek burnout where people are like, I've seen that celebrity 20 times already, or it's become more and more common. I mean, for those of us who do a lot of events, that stuff, you expect it. But so many people now are like, there's no reason to pay $60 to get in that event, because 3/4 of those people I saw at the last event, because all the big events now are just going, oh, we're going to take this team of celebrities and keep about 80% of them and just go from state to state with them for this season. And then next season, we'll keep 20% of those and use a lot of those and do it again. So even like at KC, as Planet Comic Con's announced Elijah Woods, Ernie Hudson, a whole bunch of great guests. There's only a couple of them I haven't seen before. And this is probably the biggest convention in this area for us. And
one of the other problems is, and I'm starting just to slightly see a reversal on it. But for the longest time, it's gotten to the point that a lot of vendors were just drop shipping, pick up drop ship stuff from China, and it's the same stuff that you can just go online and buy for half the price. So, the whole point of going to the con to purchase stuff when, the stuff you could, there was no novelty to it, but now I'm starting to see where people are starting to have more handmade things, not 3D printed, but handmade things, or things that they did themselves, or artwork that you can't get anywhere else.
Tim and I were talking about this earlier this week, because I've ran events where they just drop ship. They order their product online and just have it shipped to the hotel where we're having the event. So like they're seeing their stuff for the first time as they're stocking it on the shelf, and it's like, man, because we'll do that. We'll be like, we have the booth spaces. We could have just ordered that stuff and got one of our friends to run the booth for us and made all the money that vendor would make. But then that's not keeping the vendors in business. Mm-hmm. But that stuff definitely runs through your mind for sure.
Exactly.
And there's too many of that where people are just ordering stuff in. And what our conversation mostly was the fact, like, I love supporting all the local stores, but half the time they are just doing that. Like, I'll go in and order something. Like when I go, hey guys, I'm looking for this. People go, oh, you can go up to the store and order it from them. Well, I could, but and I want to support the stores. I want to support the stores, and sometimes I do, but I can't just be stupid and do that with every purchase, because I could sit on my couch and order it for 2/3 the price then, because I've watched it where I've gone in and I'm not going to say what stores or anything, but I've watched them order from the same website I was just looking at, and you're like, all I did was just give them an extra $20 because I wanted to support the store.
Yep.
And you can only do so much of that. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. Probably we didn't even hit our geekasms. I keep looking at yours.
Yeah, we could do that. I've been working on terrain for my game. I've got a bunch of it down there, but I brought a few small things up. This is some scatter terrain I did. Can you see?
So keep in mind for the audio version, that's
an outhouse. Excellent.
Guys, which an outhouse is something you need a lot when playing role-playing games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an all.
Oh well.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
A nice
Everything I've
well
done
with
is-
a covered well. Very good.
Yeah. Everything I've done has all been with dollar store supplies because I've watched some videos.
Well, and a lot of it's just cardboard from my house. So I would say you've got less than 20 cents into each one of these things. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one
And
of those
like I
things-
said last time, dude, you need to be, doing little tutorials on it, getting those out on the Book of Faces. I mean, not Book of Faces, the Tubes of UV.
Yeah.
The
I think I
YouTubes.
might take some pictures and put them up on Facebook. And then when I get moved over to the place I'm moving to, start a YouTube channel.
Just remember, Facebook more and more is just becoming a place for old people. The kids do not like the Facebook. They
Well,
actively
guess
stay
what?
away from it.
Oh, I
I'm
know.
fucking old, man.
I know, and here we are broadcasting on Facebook as well as YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons I don't even post on
Yep.
Facebook if I can help it. Although I will have to tonight because we
I-
got wine stuff to talk about, and upcoming shows and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah. Let me see. What was your geekgasm, sir?
Oh, mine, I got it right here. Came in the mail today. This is a copy of Iron Man number 16. I am on an ongoing mission from my childhood to collect every comic book in existence. But I am trying to get every Iron Man. And
Yeah.
number 16 is the earliest issue I don't have. So I have like number 1 through 15. And then, like I have number 17 through 20 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm missing a couple in the 20s, but I'm only missing about 20 issues of all of the Iron Man comics. So, not counting Tales of Space.
All of the Iron Mans.
Well, with the exception of like stuff that's come out in the last year or two, because
I'm just sitting here thinking that, when you pass away, someone's going to have one hell of an inheritance there.
the day you came over and I was going through this stuff, that was one of the things I was trying to do is I'm putting stickers on, because I have so many of these too, where they're like signed or it's a special misprint or whatever. So I'm putting it on there. So when I do die, my kids know which ones, like not just to sell to the comic book stores or sell
Oh,
online.
yeah.
But I think I've got about 5 issues I got to get, and then I'll have 1 through, I don't know, like 200 and something, and then 200 and something. I'm missing 1. So I'm only about 20 issues down, and I'll have them all. So I'm tickled about that. The
Nice.
next issue I got to get is number 21. So
Okay, well,
someday
you
I'll
need to
take
make
care of
sure
all
that
of
you get a nice security system on your house.
no, I don't convene this in my house for those wanting to break in, as I say every episode. Here. But yeah, no,
All right. Let me see what I got. I finally got in a vacuum former.
Really?
So,
I didn't
yeah,
even know that was on your radar.
well, the Planet Express ship, the model that I am hung up and haven't, finished. I'm just waiting to put the paint on. Well, one of the things that has been holding me up is that I cannot get that front window on it 3D printed. I mean, it's just I tried it in the resin, it just wasn't going. It was just too thin. The filament printer with the clear filament, it's just too thin and it will not print.
It's not
And
enough to
so
cut flat sheets and in like a circular pattern and
it's
glue 'em in.
it's nice form. So basically, I was looking around and I thought if I do vacuum forming, I can print off the piece, and make it really nice and thick. It's called a buck. Print off a buck, which is the mold, and then vacuum form and do it down. But all the vacuum formers I were looking at were just way too expensive. I mean, but I found one. That was only made, for a little while, just a couple years ago, by a place that specializes in scrapbooking and crap like that. And they made this vacuum former that you got to hook your own vacuum up to and stuff like that. $30.
Huh.
And so it took a month to come in, but it finally came in, and I'm just waiting for get the vacuum so I can make my damn window for my Futurama ship, so I can go ahead and slap the paint on it and get that one out the damn door.
I am very curious to see this thing. Now I tried doing my own homemade vacuum forming, 10, 15 years ago when I was doing leather all the time, because I was
Yeah.
going to make Stormtroop armor and a shell.
Oh,
for
this is-
Ghostbusters back. And
This is
I mean, now
small.
you can just order all that shit online, but you couldn't.
Yeah, no, this is small. The stuff that fits on there is like 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches. All right,
Okay.
is the size that you can do, which is just perfect for my little windshield for my ship. But you know, like the only other one that I was looking at is you can get these dental ones that are designed for when you're doing like dental molds, and they are like 5 inches by 5 inches, and those things are like $100.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
still, the $100
So
doesn't sound all bad. John said,
yeah,
if I make helmets, I can come over and make visors. LOL. Most of the
that's
helmets
a
I
little
made,
small for that.
well, you just do one lens at a time. I mean, most of the
One
helmets I
eyeball,
made,
one eyeball. Yeah.
you can just do what. That's what I was talking about. You can just cut sheets of whatever plastic you want, and it'll usually lay in there. Because most of the people that design the helmets, when they give a shit, they'll make it just flat enough so you can do that. You know. But
Now this one, unfortunately, if you look at the windshield on that, it's got a really big curve on it.
yeah,
And
or a little
this
more
is
of an
the
angle.
this is the mold. Where'd it go? Stop it.
Yeah, you froze up on this side. I can hear you though.
Yeah, it tried to make me leave the site. No, this is the mold that I made that I'm going to go ahead and use, and that's a pretty harsh curve on it to just be able to bend things in. But anyways, so once I get that done, I can finish off the Planet Express ship and on to more things.
See, now I saw John is on here. I don't know which John that is. Says my estate sale will be legendary. I don't recognize the picture, but I'm gonna guess that's John Fincher. I'm gonna guess because I know his estate sale would be legendary because I plan on outliving him and I'll be there. I just ripped my fans.
Daryl, you know, you could with that mold you made, you could use plexiglass, heat plexiglass, and stretch over that instead.
Well, that's basically what this does. Is this does?
Yeah, but it's so thin.
No, it's a millimeter thick. That's all I need.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of, dang it, on totally another note nobody cares about, that wood's still sitting in the back of my
oh
my
yeah,
truck.
I forgot about that.
I think the thickness is right because it looked right, but it has gotten wet now, so I don't know if you can still use it.
Yeah. No, you might as well just use that for the back of that cabinet that you were talking about. Yeah.
It was like 2-3 foot by 4 foot pieces. They were pretty good size, but
yeah,
it's all right.
No, yeah. What was it? I was going to say something and I forgot what I was going to say. Now the other thing that I have is, last week was CES. All right, it was the annual CES, Consumer Electronics Show, out in Las Vegas, and there was an amazing amount of robotics going on there, and it was almost scary. Some of the stuff was almost scary. I've got a video of the Boston Robotics Atlas robot, and I'm going to show you it standing up, and then I'm going to fast forward a minute to where it starts to do its. The way it's moving freaks me the heck out. All right, did you get that?
That was
all right.
Fincher. Yeah.
All right, so let me share this up. All right, now we're going to start off with it standing up.
So as you can see, Atlas really does stand up the way that we show in our videos online.
That's kind of fun.
Tons of questions.
I remember when I used to do
But
that.
I mean, it's
all right. This I'm trying to get to the 1 minute mark. All right, watch how this thing is going to go from back to front to back
really
to front.
special.
All right, hold on.
We've also been at this robotics thing for a while, and we've learned that there's more to it than just copying nature.
It's going to be able to grab things and then just immediately be facing the other direction.
It looks like the video may have froze up on our end here.
Atlas moves even more efficiently than humans, particularly in manufacturing environments where every second.
Well, if it froze up, then never mind.
I'm sorry about that. Shoot, now I'm interested. So what was it doing?
Yeah, it was literally facing one direction, and then its arms would just move, and then the head would just turn around, and it was automatically facing the other direction, walking and doing things, and torso and hips and everything, full 180 reversals and all kinds of weird stuff.
I could see a little. I saw it with the hands and stuff before it was freezing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'll share the link up into the chat.
Kip said, "Oh yeah, CES. Did you see Razer Little Desktop Assist?"
Yeah, that was kind of weird too. Basically, what it is it's a little
like 4 months ago.
It's a little tabletop hologram that uses AI, and it's basically a little anime, either male or female, and it watches you, and it's kind of creepy, man.
It's kind of like that robot they released a few months back for your desktop.
Kind of like the chick off of Halo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the chick off of Halo. If she was, what is that term? Waifu. That's it.
I've got a stack of autographs from her over there.
Really?
Like a stack, like half an inch tall.
Wow.
Just she had given me when she did a show with me, and I kept them, and they're just sitting there. I've never done anything with them.
Hold on. Of who?
The girl that played the robot in Halo, or the hologram in Halo you guys are talking about. I had
Cortana.
Her as a guest. Huh? Katana.
Cortana.
Right.
Yeah.
I was never a big Halo player. But yeah, now we hired her for a show, and we hit it off. She was real cool. She signed a bunch of shit and just left it for me. And I gave it away some of the Anime Fest. It was like a huge stack. I gave some away at Anime Fest. I still got a bunch of it here.
I always thought that was Microsoft kind of screwed the pooch on that one when they came out with their AI assistant and called it Copilot. They owned Cortana. They could have just called it Cortana and ported everything over and just been straight up competing with Siri, which, by the way, Siri has shit the bed so hard when they tried to make it AI that it just came out the last day or two that Apple has signed a contract with Google that now their Siri is going to be powered by Google's AI Gemini.
Whoa.
Yeah. They're paying them like $1 billion a year for it.
John put it.
It
has a camera.
It has cameras. Yeah, it'll talk to you while you're gaming and all this stuff like that.
I was watching a Game Buddy thing earlier this week where there's an AI that will help you on your games. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks annoying as hell to me. It's like having a backseat driver that's there all the time trying to talk like he's your buddy and telling you shit to do on the game. I don't know, it seems a little like I'm one of those guys. I try not to look up YouTube videos on what to do on a game if I can help it. Having somebody else there, it's like playing God of War and having Atreus where he all the time will go like, "There's something up there" and that kind of shit. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And, no, it just seems a little much.
No, they came out with a whole bunch. I mean, that was the two big things coming out of CES this year. One was the robot demonstrations, but the second one, the one that everybody commented on, like, "Wow, we did not expect this," was smart glasses. The second big one was smart glasses, and it's not just here's a prototype. These are glasses that are shipping now. And they said the smart glasses were everywhere, not only on display, but people wearing them. And apparently, Meta, Facebook Meta with their Meta Ray-Bans, they have been selling so much they cannot make enough to keep up with sales. They've had to double their output, and they're still not able to keep up with the number of people purchasing these smart glasses.
Sounds like a good problem to have. I mean, I guess that's probably a very American problem to have, I bet, but
no, that's worldwide. I mean, but the thing is that so this year you're going to see in people's hands, you're going to see a lot of AI glasses and smart glasses stuff.
Well, they're not wearing them wrong if they're in their hands.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But
John
I'm gonna
does state
condescend
Cortana
all the
was
people.
the name of an early online assist, but not AI, just voice activated activities. So looks like
That's
they did
right,
go that
and
route.
they did, but they didn't go when it went full AI. All right, so they already had it. They already had it, kind of cobbled into the system. But when they had the chance to go ahead and just, go full bore with it, they didn't take that opportunity, which I think is just, that was an opportunity lost.
Maybe one of the developers on it had a girlfriend named Cortana once and said "fuck that" or something, or
Who knows?
could be a million.
But anyways, I thought that was it. We're going to see a lot of the smart glasses. There's going to be a whole buttload of stuff when it comes to robotics. It's going to be happening in the next year or so. And
I assumed that with the amount of stuff they released this year, and especially
no,
with AI.
this year is a new year. You mean last year?
Well, this last year. Sorry, yeah.
But yeah. So it's CES was a real interesting, and that's the thing is they had a lot of times, like in the past, CES has either been like boring stuff like all TVs, or just a whole lot of prototype stuff where you didn't see anything. This year's CES was a lot of things that are available right now. Like one, I even sent my sister, because my sister, she's kind of bougie, and she likes her nails. Have her nails done all the time. There was one thing that was highlighted there for people who like to have their nails done, where it was an automatic nail thing where you could just go and either take pictures of a color or pick a color on the screen. You put your finger in, and it within like 5 seconds, it would paint your nail that color. So whatever color in the world that you wanted, you just put your finger in, shoot, done. And so, I mean, there was just stuff all over CES that was actual ready to ship, ready to use, which is a breath of fresh air, because it's supposed to be the consumer electronics show, not the prototype electronics show.
I wonder if there's not nail salons all over going, oh shit,
Oh yeah. It'll not be the same as having a small, Vietnamese lady talk shit about you in a different language right in front of you, which they're having problems anyways, because with all the Google Buds and stuff like that, with the instant translation, you can find out what they've been saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. John says Meta Ray-Ban with monocle display and wrist. Does that say chaotic? Controller?
Yeah.
Man, a monocle. Just immediately I read that and I was like, oh man, it's steampunk shows and stuff. I could just have a monocle that had my script and stuff on there, so I wouldn't have to have a piece of paper to memorize.
Yeah. The waveguide sends it directly onto the screen, so it's not like Google Glass was. If you remember the glass holes and stuff like that, it's not like that. Now it's actually waveguided onto the lens. All right, so you're reading it right there.
I don't know if my eyes can handle that.
Yeah, and all these things are currently available. You can go on right now and order it.
Shit. Well, being able to order it and being able to afford it are two different things, but yeah.
Well, you got to make choices. You got to make choices. Family?
Yeah, like going to work every day. See, I do got a number of conventions to talk about, but there were two simple things I wanted to mention before I got to that. And if you had anything else you want to talk about, of course.
No, I'm good.
I just saw this earlier today, and I was going to share it because you guys have performed. I got friends on here. One of my favorite comedians of all time is Craig Ferguson.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
love Craig Ferguson, and I honestly think he's one of the best talk show hosts we've ever had.
Yeah,
but he did this simple little TikTok thing or something in an interview where it was talking about one of the worst reviews he ever got. That when he was young, he did a Scottish character that I think it was BB Hitler or something like that. It had nothing to do with Hitler, but it was that he would just get out and say all these weird Scottish phrases and ask weird Scottish questions. And it was just something that a character he did. And the first review he ever read, I think it was the first one he ever read of one of his shows. It was that like BB is horrible or something, So he reads the article and it was just devastating. And it got him to, change some shit or whatever. And he said, I feel bad for all the performers out there starting out today or that are trying to make it today. Because they don't get, and I know we've had this, where you get that one bad show or that one bad review that just hits you so hard that you're like, I got to change shit. I got to step it up. I got to do something. And then you do. He said now, anybody that starts now, they get 400 bad reviews immediately. Like anything you put online, people are tearing it down. You don't have to wait till you do that bad show. You don't even have to do a bad show. People will criticize it immediately no matter. So it doesn't, people will just keep putting out crap because nobody's criticized them. Or, they don't take the criticism to heart, I guess is the idea.
Yeah.
I just thought
that
was enlightening.
Yeah. That is very real. I mean, you got to have a really thick skin, but I think first time I heard it was even with Joe Rogan. Back in the day, he's telling people on the show, you cannot go into the comment sections on your videos, because that way lies madness and sadness. And I got to agree with them. I mean, there's so many people with an opinion out there. And it doesn't matter if their opinion is based in anything at all. They're going to express their opinion, and you are nothing more than a piece of shit.
Every festival I consult with, one of the first things I'll tell them, because this is something I had to learn early on, and it took a couple of years to really nail it in. But like back in the days, 20 years ago when I started running fairs and shit, they every festival had like a comments page, like a Yahoo conversation page or whatever, and I tell everybody, don't do that shit. If you have a like even a Facebook page or something for your thing, monitor it well. Keep, because if anybody wants to bitch, will bitch. And there are some people that are trolls, just want to get out there and do it.
Some people will bitch just because their friend is bitching. They may not have ever even seen you.
You almost got to set it up to where they don't have the chance, because if they have a legitimate complaint, it will get to you. Like they will send it via email, they'll get a hold of you and address those legitimate complaints, but do not set up a forum that you set up that goes directly to your fan base that is only set there to hear complaints. And people don't even realize they're doing it, but it is there all the time. And that's the thing, is once you get one person complaining, somebody else will jump on the bandwagon, and they'll take something that is simple, like, oh, it would be nice to have better lighting. And you're like, oh, we can't do that because it's the hotel's lighting. But then everybody will start talking about, oh, here's ways you could spend a ton of money to do it. And you'll be like, well, then we got to charge people for that, to pay that. And like, people don't think it through, and everybody's trying to run your event for you through comment sections. And it's just not even worth playing.
And Kristen here is bringing out a point anymore. How do you know who's not a bot? I mean, those things run rampant. And I mean, hell, look at, when who was it? I forget who, what platform it was, started posting where accounts were hosted at. I mean, we're in, the US and whatever. And it turned out that a whole bunch of those accounts that were just stirring stuff up were all over in Russia and in Africa and all this stuff like that. And they were just intentionally stirring things up to keep us all at each other's throats.
Well, I would say for a lot of the bigger sites I go to, I got no way to tell a lot of that shit's bots. For the sites I run, like let's say the WAG stuff or which Max right now, but Anime Fest, Ren Fairs, all that stuff, the sites we run, you tend to memorize the trolls real quick because it's the same people all the freaking time. And you can kind of, after doing it long enough, it's kind of like we're talking with gamers earlier, where you hear a gamer talk and you're like, there's a gamer who knows what they're doing. Or there's somebody who watched enough Stranger Things, they think they can play D&D. That kind of thing. So when you're reading those comments online, sometimes you can go like, oh, that's not how, I've heard that complaint 1,000 times. That's not how that even sounds. I know that sounds so superficial, but you get that way where you're just like, yeah, that's not even how somebody complains. That's somebody just trying to stir the pot. So every once in a while you can pick that stuff out, but not as much. The Craig Ferguson thing, I just want to throw out another thing. Marcus Gilbert, actor, had passed away this week. Not that I was a big fan, but I am a big fan of one of his works, which is Army of Darkness. And in Army
Right.
of Darkness, the guy that played King Arthur. Do you remember him? What he looked
Yes.
like or anything? Okay, he
Yeah.
just passed away. Do
That's
you
a
know how
bummer.
old he was?
69,
Yes.
right?
67 years old. It
Yeah.
seems so weird to me, but I mean, I guess it makes sense because that movie came out, I had to be 30 years ago.
That came out in the late 80s, early 90s.
91, I think, maybe 90, something like that. So, yeah, I think
I
it was like
will,
1990. I was in high school, but 30 years still doesn't even.
92.
I guess, yeah, that puts him in his 30s in that movie. I just saw it. I always like that's the only thing I remember him from. I always see him like that, and of course the picture everybody uses of him is from Army of Darkness. So when you look at it, and then you see 67 years old every time, it may I think I get a year older every time I see that because it just hurts a little bit. It just dumbfounded me. So I was just passing that along. And then I got a little local convention dates and news to talk about. But other than that, unless you got something to talk about.
No, I am good to go. Matter of fact.
All right, because I see we're at 8:07.
Yeah,
I wrote
we're
down
an
just
hour and 6 in.
a few local conventions and the ones we do just coming up. Normally that's what we do. I don't have everything in here next week. I will have a full updated because I've got a number of conventions that haven't announced dates yet that are getting back with me. So next week I will be going through and listing all of a whole bunch of the local convention dates. It's January, so we're getting things confirmed, and it's always the worst date or worst month for booking because even though a lot of performers will start, in fall, a lot of conventions won't even start doing their convention. Some will do it a year out. Some won't start till the beginning of the year. So we have a number of events we do annually that haven't even announced dates yet.
Right.
But for
More
us,
remarkably, when they do announce dates, they're going to make sure to put them all on top of each other, so everybody's right on top of each other.
I have already double booked twice this year, and it's not my fault. And events keep changing their fucking dates after they announce them, and it drives me nuts. Because if you contract, luckily if you contract with somebody, you contract for that date. Half the time, though, as a performer, when you do something for, some of these events we've been doing over 20 years, half the time you're just like, you're going to be there next year. We will see you next year. Everything's good. You might get a contract in the mail 2 weeks before the event just because you always do it. So it's like almost like a verbal thing. So when they change the date, and this has happened before, where we're just like, well, we can't do it because I know when Riverson's changed their date, we're doing our 25th anniversary in Wichita. I already had it set up. We're selling tickets to the event and stuff. And Riverson's, they were doing their 10th anniversary. We'd been there for 10 years. And we wanted to be at both of them, but it's like, you guys changed your date. We just can't do it. There's no way to keep up. And we've got that problem this year too, but we're going to see what we can do to work around it. But as far as us, the winery, we've just added 2 events to the calendar. One is tomorrow here in Newton, Kansas. We will be at Prairie for Third Thursday. We're going to be doing wine and mead samples. We're going to have warm mead there, for the first time. We're going to try that out. Daryl just dropped all the stuff off. So if anybody is in the Newton area, from 5 to 8, we will be down at Prairie handing out samples, selling wine, talking about some of the stuff that the winery will be doing this year. And it's not totally official yet, but it looks like we will be in Hutchison for the chocolate, wine, and art crawl on Valentine's Day. We're going to be downtown there doing the wine thing again, handing out samples, selling wine, that kind of stuff. Trying to work a little bit more with the city of Hutch to get more involved with some of their events because we've always had schedule conflicts.
And to let you know, winery stuff, I went ahead and placed the order for the bottles and all the stuff like that. So we should be getting those in hopefully the next week or so. We can, plan the bottle. And did you receive, I had also ordered some more labels, so they should have hit your house.
Have not received yet, unless Christy got it and I haven't seen, but I'm sure she would have said. So we'll see.
I'm sure she would have. We'll find out.
Yeah, we're getting ready to start new batches for.
But anyways,
for Great Plains Spring, so we'll have plenty going this year. And before I go over the list of
Oh
this
yeah,
stuff
we've
locally,
got. Mhm.
we've got a new local festival in Wichita. We are not attending it, but it started some conversation earlier, so I thought I'd share it. It's at the Wave, same place we did the improv show, but it is Taylor Fest, a Taylor Swift festival with no Taylor Swift. I just thought that was an odd one. I always look at events that you could do and stuff, and it's just a whole festival. They're looking for more dancers and stuff.
The one that weirded me out is, I remember a long time ago, you and I went and saw Weird Al at the Cotillion, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was driving along and I saw up on a billboard that Smells Like Teen Spirit was going to be at the Cotillion. And I was like, there's no way in hell Weird Al is coming back to the Cotillion. Because that was one of his spoof songs, was Smells Like Teen Spirit, which was his spoof on the
Nirvana's
one, yeah, from Nirvana's Teen Spirit one. No, that is a Nirvana tribute band.
I figured that's what it was when you said it.
And they took the name of Weird Al's song. It just weird. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a little weird. I see some of those tribute bands when we go see. I want to go see the Dwarf Kiss band.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
The Mini Kiss or whatever they're called. Or
that would be a spectacle. I would love to see the guys that have the dwarf song. You know, I'm a digger, dig and dwarf.
Oh yeah.
You know they look like they have a good show.
All right, so keep in mind these events. I do not have the full list by any means. There are other events going on within a 30-minute drive of Wichita or an hour drive of Wichita. I'm just hitting a couple right now because we are currently going through the events we're doing. And some of the events, and I know this sounds horrible, some events that we work for, sometimes you have an agreement of we'll try not to promote too much stuff the same weekend you're doing your event, because that's part of what they pay us for. I don't mind saying that there's other events, but promoting them sometimes can be tough. But in January here locally, the 31st in Wichita, we have the Kansas Card Show at the Drury, which main reason it's a lot of sports cards, but they will have a lot of gaming cards. I think Gabe and I are going to go up, try to get some Magic stuff. February 6th and 7th will be the Gateway Pirate Fest run by our buddy Jake in St. Louis. I know that's a little further drive. We love that show. Still don't know if we're making it. We're not performing that one, but we're going to try to get down there. I mean, hell, if we get down there, I'm sure he'll throw us on stage for a minute. But that's going to be a real good show this year. They got a whole bunch of people that we love. Grog Before Gallows is going to be there, Naughty Bits, all these people we've talked about on here. The 27th, 28th, and February and March 1st will be the Kansas City PokeCon, Pokemon convention locally. And I'm only going into March here. The 20th and 21st of March, which is my birthday weekend, we will be in Topeka at the Topeka Ren Fair is the plan. It's all set up. We are also invited to go to Steampunk event that weekend, but we're doing Topeka. And then the weekend after that, of course, the 27th through 29th is Planet Comic-Con, which is usually a big capper. And then we get into April with Great Plains and everything. I'll have the first 3 months totally for you next week. Pretty much all the good stuff local. And I'll say it because John Fincher's on here. I try to advertise on his thing every once in a while. He's got a Facebook page that goes over a lot of the local Wichita events too. And John, if you're still on here, throw it in the group chat. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But if you look up on Facebook, local conventions and stuff, he has a group page on there that will talk about a lot of the just local events that are popping up stuff and what's going on. So that's what I got.
I just realized I just screwed up.
What'd you do?
Well, I'm sitting here looking, at these, nacelles for the Starship that I'm going to be putting together. And I've been sanding it all down, getting it all smooth, down to 2,000 grit, getting all the lines off. And then I'm looking at it, and I just freaking realized I put the same parts together on each side, so I've got two raw. I got to take them apart.
I'm sorry. I know that feeling. I can see it in your face that all that work is wasted, and now I've lost the enthusiasm to do the thing I was doing.
No, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all good. It's good.
I
I love
sure,
it.
Me reading dates, you're like, oh, I double booked for something, but
No.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
All right.
Yeah.
But that's all good. All right. Other than that, I am good to go here, kind sir. How about you guys?
Sounds good. Sounds good. We will
All right.
catch you guys next week. Anybody who does want to, or in the Newton area tomorrow, come catch us. Talk to us up at Prairie. We actually got a lot of stuff that is in the works for the year. I just don't want to talk about it on here because then everybody's going to go, what happened to that thing? And they'll think we're dropping it if we don't do it. So,
screw you guys. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Hugs and kisses.
Right.
And John said my birthday is on the 6th. I don't know if that's March 6th or which would be close to your birthday.
Yeah, mine's the 4th.
Yeah. Or February 6th. But
I don't know.
let us know.
Anyways,
Be March,
we will. Yeah, March. It's the best month. All right. See you, everybody.